Welcome to The Other Dimension with the team, Damon Penny, Ben Winfield, and Louisa Brown. We guide you through the supernatural, the occult, and the unexplained, answering questions that will make you question your grip of reality, with special guests guiding you through everything from demons to divination, cryptids to crystals, religion to skeptics. We explore in depth the true meaning of the unexplained. So strap in, kick back, and enjoy as we enter the other dimension.
Hello everybody, welcome along. It's that time again. It's your Friday night paranormal fix. I'm your host Damon Penny. I really hope Ben can hear me and I can hear him.
Damon, I can see you and hear you, bro.
There we go.
It's all good.
Hello to everybody. That's Ben, and when I'm live on the show, you can say hello to everybody.
Lou is here.
Is she?
Yeah. Just into the popper loppers.
Oh, okie dokie. You alright? Yeah?
Come on,
You sure?
Pajamas.
That's my niece, everybody. That's amazing, my niece. Yeah, welcome along. Tonight we're doing Dress Down Fridays. Something new. We're just gonna chat and see what happens, really. Like, you know, let things roll. Big shout out to Colour Me Pinky, shout out to Eric Thompson.
How we all doing?
Yeah, we're gonna take the air of mystery away from us tonight, and we're just gonna have a plain old chat. Hi Lou!
Yeah.
Everyone's saying that you blew that candle out.
If we did, I was impressed.
Big shout out to Kate, welcome along. Everyone says she's adorable. No, that's my niece, that's my brother's daughter.
Big shout out to Kelly from Australia.
Ooh!
Baby, welcome to the show.
I'm not even going to try an Australian accent. They are really, that is the hardest accent to do.
Yeah. The Other Dimension would like to apologise for Damon's attempt at doing an Australian accent.
Oh, no. That's about as good as I get. Kate saying hi, Lou.
No.
So yeah, I just thought we'd do something a bit different tonight. Just Dress Down Friday, so just whatever comes into mind.
Nice.
It doesn't have to be paranormal. It doesn't have to be mystical or magical. Even though, just to throw it out there, I got a message from someone today, and they reckon they found the sphere of Osiris. They sent me this news cutting. The Cairo Museum have just unveiled that they now have the sphere of Osiris in their possession.
If they do, that's news to me, seeing as I am friends with one of the curators.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. False psyops and people saying things that they shouldn't be saying. I mean, if they had found the orb of Osiris, then majorly the person who found it would be all powerful, like super duper,
yeah.
Anunnaki power, like Super Saiyan style.
And to say they would have found it now, even though it's been centuries since the place where it was supposedly was kept has been opened. Yeah.
Kate says, does this mean that I get to ask the most random questions ever? Yes, you do. Better than anybody else.
Go for it, Kate.
Better than anybody else. You ask the most random questions.
Hello, Cook. Nice to see people. We've got some new faces on here. It's nice to see people.
Oh, I know. They thought when I put up Dress Down Fridays, me and you were going to turn up in that fancy dress or something, I reckon. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, well, you know it.
I was reading and I was listening to a podcast, right? I don't know if anyone's I spoke about it before. They're called the Conspiracy Guys, right? They do a podcast. They choose like one subject and they spend 6-hour show just talking about this one subject. And they're all like comedians. If you guys ever want to check it out, we are live on YouTube, Colour Me Pinkish. We should be anyway. If you want to check it out, Conspiracy Guys, they're really, really good. They done a show a couple of months ago on Operation Mockingbird, right? And one of them was saying that at one point in Ireland, TV was so bad that all they used to have broadcast throughout the whole day, from like 11 in the morning to 11 at night, was CNBC or Sky News. And it was just like they only had one channel. That just sounds like hell on earth, doesn't it?
Where was that?
That was Ireland.
When?
1989.
Yeah.
1 second. I can ask my friend.
All
Which
right.
island? Is it Northern Ireland or the Republic?
Ireland.
Northern or Republic?
Just Ireland. That's all I know. I don't know. It's Ireland.
The whole of Ireland.
No, they're separate. Everything runs separate.
I know they did, but it was the whole of Ireland.
Is this? I mean, can you just imagine
We are
having?
gathering information as we speak.
Oh yeah, we're asking our good friend Google. He's
No, we're
French.
asking our good friend D.
Oh, okay.
She's from over there, and she will be able to tell us.
Yeah. He was saying it on the show, so it was like I was like, wow, that just sounds like, because they was talking about how the coverage of the whole thing with Diana. You know, when Diana was on telly, she was on every single channel. They were saying it's very Operation Mockingbirdish because every single channel had the same camera from the same angle, filming the same thing.
Yeah. Always make sure what they're covering up when something like that happens.
Yeah. Eric Thompson says, see, that's when I turn off the TV and go and play in the woods.
It's probably that tonight.
Is there anyone in communication with anything they can put me in contact with? As a Jason, be a little bit more specific on what you want communication with and on. That'd be great. Shouts out to Natasha. Welcome along, Natasha. She's not late this week. Wow. Get in there, Natasha.
You're getting the bonus points, in, Natasha.
Yeah. Blue Peter badge on its way to you right now.
Sorry about the noise, guys. The pups are obviously going nuts, as they always do.
I have a new addiction, by the way.
What, gold label?
Energy drinks. 0 sugar energy drinks. I know it's bad.
And they say 0 sugar. Right, I'll go for a bit of a conspiracy here. They'll say 0 sugar.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you is there's aspartame and all the other chemical sugar that's in it that buggers your system up.
Listen, it says 3 calories per can. What was that? You got to let me have something. Okay, put up a random question. Let's have a look, see what it says. So it said, why is the production of food farming being so neglected? There's a massive crisis going on and no one seems to be doing anything.
It is because that most of basic foods, so what you class as basic food would be grain, corn, stuff like that. In Europe, most of it we get from is Ukraine. That's why, unfortunately, there is a crisis.
Although, to be fair, if you buy local, you're all right. There are a lot of, in the UK, we're pretty much okay because there are a lot of local farmers, although the problem is that the housing developments, they keep buying land off the farmers to build houses. And if you've taken the land away from crops and other things to put houses on, what are you going to feed the people?
Yeah. I mean, I know nothing about farming and farmland. Like, I grew up in a concrete jungle. I live in a concrete jungle. I mean, you saw my reaction to the tractor of Tewkesbury. So I know nothing.
Down the main road.
All I know is, after World War II, this country become a point where it couldn't sustain itself. It couldn't sustain its population within its own grounds. Whoa, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Hold on, Jason. I will get to that. A couple of comments. Do you know why they call it sunrise and sunset? I don't. Do you, Ben?
I'm going to go with basic of it when the sun is rising and the sun is setting.
Yeah. Yeah, or the east and sets in the west or something? Oh,
I can tell you one thing. When you actually see the sun setting, so when the sun is touching the horizon, it is already set.
Yes, it's a reflection of the sky or something, isn't it?
Oh, it's to do with the curvature of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Matters. No good.
Right, Jason's saying, I am trying this. I'm going to read this one out. It's a long one. I'm trying to communicate with any being or angel that will communicate with me again. For some reason, I've been cut off and abandoned. I'm trying to figure out how to appeal my case when everyone has abandoned me. Believe it or not, it was for telling people in mass audience about how fear is not real. It was a word was created, so no one lives a day in their life. They only react to life in fear. If you don't believe in fear, they turn to static and cannot affect you. I would agree that, but when we say fear doesn't exist, it's a human emotion. It's a neuro process. So we might have named it fear. Technically, it doesn't have a name. It's a neuro process in which our brain tells us that we are to be scared of something. The same as that's about the same reason as turning around and saying happiness doesn't exist or anxiety doesn't exist. They're all basic neuro processes that are generated by the brain. So
fear is better. Well, one of the scientific givens for fear is an electrical impulse that tells your body to be more alert and be more aware, giving you the ability to have the fight or flight mode.
So by saying fear doesn't exist is partly true because it's a human
concept.
We named it fear, but it does exist in the sense that it is a neurological process that the brain goes through. Good luck communicating with angels as well, though, because I know for a fact that's hard. That's hard. Quick hello from Craig William Longson. Welcome along. Shout out.
Nice one, Craig.
Do you know? Yeah, we all know that. Actor Kelly saying, "Do you know the sun does not move?" Yes, we orbit the sun. The sun is the main constant inside the planet. It's the star that we revolve around while we spin around on a disc. That's another point.
You spin me right round, baby, right.
Trust in that, right? She always takes the show from here, right? And she just takes it on like a curvature elsewhere. Apparently, cows' farts are going to kill us all. Yes.
Right. As a farmer,
go on.
From the farming community, I'm going to just instantly put one whacking great hole in this argument because it's one thing that I absolutely destroy vegans on.
What's that?
Cows, yes, they produce methane when they fart. Yes, it is a gas that isn't one of the best gases released in the environment. However, it makes up about 2 to 3% of the whole greenhouse gases emitted.
Mm-hmm.
There is more CO2 and bad environment stuff emitted through bringing almonds into the country and milking them so everyone can have their almond milk.
Yeah, and there's more
for avocados.
There's more community impact on the fact that we eat honey as well. So it's one of them things. It's a fear mongering. Like it's what the mass media do. They generate this fear mongering so that we end up like, you know, we're all going to become vegan. Do you know the reason why they want us all to become vegan and vegetarian? Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against vegan and vegetarians. If that's your personal preference, that's fine. But what I'm saying is the reason why the mass media are generating this fear to make us become vegan and vegetarian is because the amount of money it costs to inkeep the fact that you're not taking in meat. So you've got to try and subsidize those vitamins and minerals you're not getting from meat.
Random fact, do you know who owns 95% of avocado farms in Mexico?
Mexicans.
Cartel.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a lucrative business, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
the Mexican cartel owns 95% of all avocado farms.
It's like a criminal underworld in India for the production of saffron.
Yep.
It is crazy when you think about it. There's a lot of stuff that goes around. Also, Annette, this is another thing for you. Did you know that there is a company in the world called Anhur, ANHUR, who've actually generated a machine that can pull methane out of the atmosphere and turn it into a productive gas for the atmosphere? But they won't put it into general production because there's no way they can tax it.
Yep.
So there you go. Right. Let's go through these. So we've got Eric says, well, there's loads. I've missed loads out. The fear center of my brain doesn't work. I don't think mine, Ben and Lou's does either.
I ride a bike.
I'm nice with him. Oh no, that's the stupid part of my brain. I'm joking.
If we went to a pub, what main course and dessert would you go for?
Mixed grill. Double up on everything.
I don't know. I think main course wise, I'd probably go for some sort of chicken because I live off of chicken. But dessert, that's a no for me. Too many calories. No, thank you.
But you.
Where's we started?
You don't get started.
I want starter.
You don't get started.
I want the starter.
You don't get started.
I got the starter.
Okay, you have started. Mushrooms.
He wants a
No,
prawn
I'm just doing
cocktail. Lou wants a prawn cocktail covered with the sauce gathered from 1,000 islands.
that is true.
What do you recommend it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe nice steak.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
I do like my steak.
Ooh. Yeah, but sirloin, rump, or T-bone? Oh, ribeye.
Well, just to show you how much of a luxury life Lou lives with me, I buy steak like people buy milk.
I love
In fact, we've got a spare sirloin stuck in the freezer at the moment.
I do like a sirloin steak. I'm not sure. Like ribeye's nice, but it has to be cooked properly. I have to like that fatty bit has to like explode for it to be nice.
That have the mark like the mole.
100%.
That's
Colour Me Pinkish. Colour Me Pinkish says it's very disturbing that you guys know so much about cow farts.
I grew up on a farm.
We live in the country.
Yeah.
Gardens.
Yeah.
We have a nice flock of the Herefordshire cows just further up. They're really friendly.
Did you just call them a flop?
Yeah.
Kelly's asking, why do we call grass green?
That's like I can't answer that. That's like asking why do we call an orange an orange?
Yeah. Or what come first, the fruit orange or the colour orange?
Yeah. I'm impressed with that question though. That is a good question. Why do we call grass green?
Sometimes. Isn't there something right that I remember reading in a scientific journal the fact that we actually see in black and white, it's our brain that processes colours, but it's all to do with the amount of light that let into the iris of the pupil.
Yeah. Same as we see, like the image that sees in front of you is actually upside down.
Yeah.
You see the world upside down.
No, he's been told off. That's why he's come for you.
Nice, bud.
We talk about it a lot on the show. We talk about frequencies and different frequencies. When we talk about sound frequencies, radio frequencies, but it happens on light frequencies as well. The reason why we see things in colors is because they generate different light frequencies. It's like, I don't know if you see it on TikTok and Facebook and that, people go for this super absolutely black paint and they paint their like cars and things with it, and it's because it doesn't, the frequency of it is so low it can't actually, it absorbs light rather than pushes light back.
If anyone wants to see another awesome thing as well, I think you can find it on Google. If you put in Google, I think it's how birds see other birds, and they see far more colour than we see them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hell Cook, sorry, that's cool questions. Do you think energies have an understanding of time? If so, how do you think they see their place in such? We talk about energies in spirits and sort of that sort of thing.
Time is relative to the human concept.
There is no time or in the world beyond. That's why when we say about a spirit that's haunting a certain layer of energy, that we say that they're stuck because they are stuck because they have no concept of time. Okay, they can see night and day, they can see the changes between winter and summer, but they can't. I remember seeing a medium telling me they can't justify time in itself, so they can't see clocks and stuff like that. They can only tell it by night and day and the difference in the seasons.
There is also the theory of I think it's called relative spectrum, as it's called now. I think I might be on the right name for the right term. But that all time is happening as we speak. So the past, the present, the future is all happening at this current. Due to the fact that we exist within this relative spatial time, that we see things as they're happening. People in the past obviously see them as future events, and people in the future see them as past events.
I've got a message back.
Oh, we've got a message from Dick.
From Republic of Ireland. Okay, she said, back to your fact about Irish TV all being the same or whatever it was at one point.
I'm being Google fact checked here. Hold on.
No. Person
fact.
fact.
It says, not that I'm aware of, we had 2 Irish channels back then, RTE1 and RTE2, but we had all the UK channels as well, BBC's, ITV, Channel 4, etc. Plus, should have got Sky back in 1988 at home. Actually, definitely remembers having Sky 1. But yeah, not about it just showing one thing across them all.
Might be before that then. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, she did there for like, quite a lot of the life.
I'd have to think if I didn't eat meat. It's like
it must be like from the 1950s then, because she was born in the 60s.
Just quickly, it's just said it'd have to be. Do you reckon there are many vegetarians in Texas?
I'd be bloody shocked if there were vegetarians in Texas.
That's crazy to think. It's like the ranch.
Joel, if you watch back on this, mate, I apologise massively if you turn out to be a vegetarian.
Kate saying I expected nothing less from the Dark Lord and Lady. Iakara says, not sure what I expected, but ghosty steak. Okay. Yeah, well, it's Dress Down Fridays. We're taking a step back. We still talk about ghosty things. Nope. Energy exists all at once, so they can be at any time they want. That it sort of makes sense. I mean, there is no concept of time. Imagine, right? The reason why humans, I've done it again. I mentioned like I'm not human again. The reason why humans have this relativity of time is because we are counting down. When you're a spirit or an entity or an energy in the other side, you have nothing to count down to. So that's why time becomes irrelevant to your being, I suppose.
Yeah, well, you just have to look at when you come into not physics. When you join the atom, basically the atom scale, that uranium over uranium has 500,000 years before it splits. It splits into a different chemical. That chemical then splits into a different chemical. That splits into a different chemical, and you end up with lead. That can be done over the space of 4 billion years. So even when energy does start to relinquish out something, it will just transfer into another object, thus creating another time scale, and then so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, I've got to totally understand that, of course. Matt Chapman, evening, mate. Kate's got another crazy question for us, for all 3 of us. Favorite planet and why? I think I'm going to go. I've got 2. I can't pick one. I've just tried in my head to pick one. Yeah. No, and it has to be Pluto, because it was a planet. Now it's not a planet. And I like anything that breaks away from the norm. And number 2 would have to be Uranus, just because of the name, period. It's just, why would you call your... I just like the way that the name is called Uranus, because the people can say, they look for a telescope and they can see Uranus. It's brilliant.
Favorite planet?
Yeah.
You?
Oh no, there's a third one for me, the Death Star. Yeah, definitely.
Venus,
of course.
Why?
You're a woman.
Yeah, but you can see it with your eyes. Without a telescope.
Jupiter.
You know how bad my eyes are, honey.
I know.
So if Luke can see it, it's worth mentioning on the show.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Damon, my Irish friend says you're talking shite.
Oh, okay, fair dues. I'm going to research it.
To be fair, it wasn't Damon that said it. In Damon's defence, it wasn't Damon that said it. He merely said he'd heard it from someone else.
It was 3 Irish guys on a podcast called The Conspiracy Guys, Operation Mockingbird. If people want to go and check it out, in fact, check me on that. They did actually say that. What's this? Matt Chapman says, Timmy Wimmy Wibbly Wobbly stuff. What's that mean?
Doctor Who. It's timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff.
This is one for you, Ben and Lou. Have you ever heard of the Lake Worth Goat Man?
I've heard of many goat men.
Not into one.
It
No,
goes
there's quite a few. There's like the Jersey Devil and stuff like that. That was
Mothman and stuff like that. They're all like urban legends, but they're local urban legends, aren't they?
I haven't, no, but I'll quite happily look into it for you.
Lake Worth. Where's Lake? That's in America. Lake Worth's in America, isn't it? Yeah, because there's a big army air base there where supposedly that's where they drew up the blueprints for the stealth fighter, which they drew off of back engineering from alien technology, supposedly. Oh, okay. Kelly Drew says it's green because we were told it's that color, but is it really? We could be told it is red grass, and all this time we could be calling it. Oh, look at the red grass. Do we get told this and just believe it? Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's the whole psyop. It's the whole. Me and Ben and Lewis spoke about it before. The whole. What's it called? When someone suggests something, you're going to feel that way, sort of thing.
Auto-suggestion.
Auto-suggestion, yeah. The fact that you are brought up in a way where you're told to be happy in life, you've got to study, get an education, get a job, get married, then have children, then live your life to 60, retire, buy an allotment, grow some cabbages, and then move to Spain. That's what you're told to do, right? So we get told to live our life in this way. When you break from the norm, that's when you're seen as a bit weird. You know what I mean? For instance, if you look at people like people that don't retire and carry on working, you know, everyone's got one guy at work that's still there when he's 80 years old and he's doing an easier job than you, and you'll get jealous and you're like, you're a weirdo. It's just when you break from that, the mold that's created, you become a weird person. So it's there.
Can't really say anything with that because my boss is 84 and he's still driving around the country doing quotes for us.
Exactly. We got a guy at my workplace, right? Yeah, no word of lie. He started working where I am now in 1962, and he's still there. I tell you, it's true. It's crazy. Comments are coming in thick and fast tonight, guys. You have been absolutely amazing.
Keep them coming. Any questions? Just keep them coming.
It's a dangerous subject. Quantum physics is a dangerous subject. Look, Ben's face just lights up straight away. Why's my telly gone off?
I love the understanding of quantum mechanics.
Yeah. It's one, honestly, if you want to learn about quantum physics, you've got to get Ben on his Sunday show to talk about quantum mechanics. Honestly, if you like all that sort of stuff, there's no one out of anybody that I know that knows more about quantum mechanics and quantum physics than Ben. So he's one worth talking to. Well, now that I know how farts are going to end the world, I guess I should eat more chicken. Yeah, you could do.
Well, now what was that? I missed it because I got a dog attacking me.
It says, well, now that I know how farts are going to end the world, I guess I should eat more chicken.
Chicken's more dangerous.
Is it?
You go back on out.
Oh, I like this. I've got to read this. I've got to write this because it's quite cool. Time is a perspective. After a certain point, spirit that holds onto it will have time degradation of resource, energy, scales to that expectation, but energy transfers rather than dies.
Energy cannot be destroyed.
Yeah, and Sigmund Freud thing, didn't he say it was that energy cannot be destroyed?
No, it was Einstein,
yeah,
and also Stephen Hawking. Energy is not capable of being destroyed. It is merely capable of being displaced.
Is your country going crypto? Yes, we are. I've actually bought 4 Doge coins. I bought them for 75p. They're now up to £7.94.
I think might be on about the going pound crypto that's starting.
What? Oh, is it really? I've not heard about this.
Oh! Do I have stuff for you guys then?
Really?
The UK is going to be trying to push a crypto pound in the next couple of years because they're trying to do away with cash.
Oh, is that the virtual pound?
Virtual pound. They're trying to do it so that they can tax every little bit of cash that ever flows anywhere. So people like me in the building trade can't do cash in hand jobs.
Well, no, honey, but technically I'm supposed to be doing that anyway.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not when people give you a tip because they go, "Oh, will you just fix this light?" and they give you 20 quid.
Yeah.
Not illegal.
That bit's allowed.
I like the way that they market cryptocurrency in general. They talk about the thingy chain where you're able to see who the previous owners of the money of the crypto that you're buying. It makes me laugh because they're treating it like literally like it's a car. You know what I mean? I've got a brilliant Dogecoin here. It's only got 2 new owners since new. It's only done 4,000 miles. You know what I mean? It's like, wow.
I know I avoided saying any predictions when it came to new about this year. But all I will say is the next couple of years they are going to press this, and this will be the downside of everything.
Yeah.
And keep your eyes out on the sun.
Okay. I mean, think about it. If we went into if the world went into complete digital currency, it wouldn't make any sense, because we already come away from the gold standard. The fact that for every pound that we generated in this country, there had to be a safe with that amount of weight of gold to back it up. That was the whole gold currency thing. We come away from that and we've gone to actual currency. And nowadays, I'm not being funny, you can leave the house without even your bank card. I don't ever take my bank card anywhere. I never carry cash. Everything's done via like tapping my phone. Do you know what I mean? So I won't see much of a difference if we went into crypto, but it would just affect so many areas of the world. Right? It'd be crazy.
That's my slipper. Yeah, I use cash all the time, don't I? We do.
Yeah. I got turned down when I went out on my birthday for using cash. They wouldn't allow me to use cash.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, technically, it's actually illegal for tender, so they can't really do that, especially if they've not got any signs up saying sorry.
That's just madness. I don't get me wrong. Obviously, we live in a digital age, so it sort of cash has become an analog thing, but it's the thought of holding something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not being funny. You can have like $2,000 on your card and it's still the same size, but if you've got $2,000 in your hand and £200 in that hand, you know which one's going to feel better. Do you know what I mean?
Which one's more secure?
Yeah, exactly. It is, and that's how they market these cryptos, and they market online banking and that. It's security, and that's what they play out. They play at people's security and their fear of losing the money that they spent so hard working. You know what I mean? Got to get through some of these comments. There's loads. Ayakara saying, why more recently deceased activity? Yeah, I agree with that comment. Matt Chapman's just writing up Uranus and Unicorn. I must be different. I asked too many questions. No, Kelly, ask away.
Always the best thing, always ask questions.
Yeah, if you don't know, if you don't ask, you won't know. That's what I've always lived my life like that.
Once you stop asking questions, you become part of the system.
Yes.
Question everything.
I figure since you the Aurora alien, you might have heard of the Lake Worth goat man. I've not heard of. I mean, there are a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of urban legends, especially in different states in America. They have like these urban legends, like there's the Mothman or Moth Bridge or something, and you can go into stuff like the Montauk Project. That was another urban legend, but it's been proven right now. So, this is a cool question because I actually have an answer to this. What's the fascination with skyscrapers about?
What do you mean? Like why we're building them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously people are trying to be the biggest one.
We can't build outwards, so we're building upwards.
Well, it also goes into, if you move into the occult side of things, it's who can build the biggest obelisk or who can build the biggest phallus. It's like that sort of thing. Because, you know, we all know, like, if you look at history itself, when you look at the way that architecture went throughout history, especially through, like, the older times, there was always an obelisk placed in places of importance, weren't there? You know, you look at...
Really, you didn't have any obelisks outside of Egypt.
Well, no, there was one in Vatican City. There's an obelisk in Vatican City.
That's come from Egypt.
Yeah, well, it might come from Egypt, but that's what I'm saying. It's still from... But you can go through central London now and you can see obelisks put up all over the place.
Yeah, that's because when it came to Masonic building, they always tie in with Greek and Egyptian building aspects. That's why a lot of places in America all have the same building aspects. They all try for the Greek, Roman, Egyptian era because the buildings were far better and more beautiful.
Yeah, they were, and I
Which
agree.
brings you into more of a conspiracy, into the cultology conspiracy, that all the buildings that use that sort of style are all what would be used in ancient tombs. If you realise, it's always government buildings that are designed that way to remind you that they're in power.
Yeah, yeah. There's yep. That's a conspiracy I can jump aboard. Christina saying, "Hey Lou and Ben."
Hey Christina, how you doing? It's nice to see you back on.
It is very nice to see you back on. Kelly's adamant that we need to fight against this crypto. I will fight if they're gonna turn money completely digital. I'll fight against that. But I did invest in crypto coin only because they were only 75p, and I thought I'm going to give it a go. And I have made like £7 on it already. So
that's
something else.
Yeah, but that's because you're.
We need to go to the races one day. I really miss it.
keep your eyes out on the sun or the sun. The sun, I think that is Kate. You got to keep your
eyes out on the sun.
And Robert, welcome along, Robert. Robert saying we'll be buying a Bible with an evil attachment for a local church. A church won't let me bury it on their property, so I have to sneak it into a cemetery. Any advice?
Yeah. Don't get caught would be a good one. Yeah. Don't announce it on Facebook, Rob.
Make sure they don't have CCTV.
Rob, email us. We'll let you know what to do with it.
Oh God, that's a brilliant question. Any advice? Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. What else we got? I use cash or card. That's Christina. There's so many comments. I'm gonna. Kelly saying, "Don't lay down." And says easier. They want us to eat crickets. They are full of stuff that would make us sick. Go figure why they would want that. Because the more they keep you sick, the more money they make off of big pharmacies and big pharmaceutical companies.
What it is that with the bugs, they are trying new ways of providing protein. Because believe it or not, this can sound really disgusting, but this is something when you do survival training and stuff, they always tell you bugs carry more protein in bugs than they do in meat.
Yeah,
it's quicker to harvest bugs than it is to harvest cows.
What's the one?
There's a Singapore. People from Singapore. What do you call them? Singaporeans? I don't know. But there's a bodybuilder from Singapore that he eats crickets and insects and that for his source of protein, and he literally has like double size in half the space of time that normal bodybuilders do eating chicken and rice. So that's quite cool. Kelly's saying, "Do you think chemtrails are real?" Yes. Yeah. We've all seen them. You can see it. I mean, I'm not being funny, right? Everyone's seen the old metro going down the road or the old rover going down the road, kicking out a load of smoke out of the back. But like these planes are maintained beyond what these people beyond what people of older cars are. So I highly doubt they're going to generate that much smoke from an engine that's so highly maintained.
You get people who talk about chemtrails and they say, "Oh yeah, it's jets that are specially designed with the ballast tanks in them and they dump a load of chemicals." It's not. It's generally the exhaust of a plane. They are generally full of chemicals. The photos of what you see on the internet, and this will take on to another conspiracy. And Damon likes this one when I mention it because it turned out to be bloody true. And they got caught using it. The planes that you see with the chemical tanks inside them were part of the HAARP aerial system.
Yeah,
weather.
Yeah, that was
chemicals that were dropping were from there, and that's where it all comes from.
Yeah,
both systems that were made by the Chinese and the Americans, they've both been caught using this system, even though it is against everything within the UN's agreement that these sort of weapons are not allowed, and they both got caught using it.
It is crazy. I mean, Chemtrails, I've got no proof of them being true, but from what I've heard, I was explaining to Ems the other day how long I've been listening to conspiracy theories. I literally started listening to conspiracy theories like 2 weeks after 9/11, and I haven't stopped ever since. And you got to remember that happened in 2001, so we're now in 2023. So I've been listening to conspiracy theories and reading conspiracy theories for 22 years. I remember listening to Alex Jones on Coast to Coast. Coast to Coast used to be my go-to. I mean, Sam Tripoli, David Icke. I know he's nut, but I've been listening to all. There is no proof that chemtrails are real, but you just know these. When people talk about certain conspiracies, they say it, and you just get a feeling, and you know that it makes sense.
Like I say, chemtrails are no different than car exhausts. You burn a fuel, you're going to get chemicals coming out after. That's one of them conspiracies I say is 100% true.
Yeah, I mean, and it would make sense if they were going to get rid of chemicals that they couldn't get rid of. They would somehow find a way to mix it in with the exhaust fumes. I suppose it would make sense.
You look at a plane when if a plane has to crash land or has to emergency land, the first thing the pilot will do is they will go through a process of dumping fuel. Dumping fuel, they'll either bang all the fuel through the engine so it hyper burns, or they will literally physically dump the fuel.
Kate's put, where I lived in Italy, they fired chemical sprays from cannons to keep bugs off the vineyards and crops. Seems a coincidence that the pollution level and number of people getting cancer was far too high. Yeah. It's it is what it is. I mean, wasn't there a point? I remember back when I was younger, there was a point when they was using a certain pesticide on fruits and it was causing people to get like really, really ill. It's
they banned it.
They try these things.
Always wash your fruit before you eat it.
Yeah. Kate's also saying, also, what about Japan dumping all the nuclear fluid into the ocean from Fukushima?
Yeah, they're trying their hardest to clean that up, but they really are failing miserably.
I mean, just to throw it out there, do you think that these major international incidents are just cover up for something else? Like, do you remember when we had the oil tanker that went down off the coast? I can't remember what country, and there was just oil everywhere, and it was killing all the dolphins, that sort of thing. Do you reckon that was just a cover up for something else that they'd done?
No, I think that's generally stupidity.
The captain went, "Oh look, there's a rock. Oh right, we're on top of the rock."
I'm going to show by pure stupidity just how stupid some countries are, and I mean there's no disrespect in any way, shape, or form to the French. Nuclear reactors are not the most secure thing in the world. We know this. We've seen Chernobyl. We've seen Fukushima. Chernobyl was a human accident. Fukushima was a tidal wave that just went completely wrong. So France did the clever thing. They built all their nuclear reactors along the coast. They built them all facing England. It was brilliant. Their idea was if they detonate, shall we say, that all the chemical stuff will be blown to us.
Makes sense.
Does. However, let me take you on a lesson of, and now I've got to try and pronounce it, and you're all going to laugh. Meteorological study.
Oh, you've done quite well. Congratulations.
So, wind blows quite well.
Yeah, it does.
And every chemical in that lot blows it. When Chernobyl happened, the wind unfortunately carried most of it all the way even to our coast. Now, everyone in Britain, can you please tell me which direction the wind blows from the UK?
It blows towards Europe, doesn't it?
It blows from the Atlantic Sea to Europe.
Yeah.
So France's idea of sticking all these nuclear reactors up our coast, in case they blow up, will cover us. Tell me what happens when you try and spray deodorant in front of a fan.
Oh, you know what, right? Just to completely change. I had a conversation with someone on Facebook on Monday, and he was telling me how they are now able to 3D print spectral images. And I was just like, right, okay. And it's all to do with the Einstein theory of energy, where they're able to 3D print an energy field that's not visible to the human eye.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind, because all the stuff he was telling me, it all completely made sense. But then when you actually think about it, 3D printing something that you can't see, how's it going to 3D print something that you can't see?
Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah.
It's
basically down to the atomization stage.
Yeah.
There is a photo on Google, by the way, guys. If you can actually go and see it, it is a photo of a single atom.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. They've taken a photo. They managed to take a photograph of a single atom.
Crazy.
Literally a single atom.
Because he was telling me that obviously the reason why we can't see it is because our eyes and the way our brain works, it works on certain frequencies. They're 3D printing at different frequencies under different lights. So it's almost like they're printing spectral images under ultraviolet or different source of light. It blew my mind. Do you know when you have a conversation with someone, you just sit there with your mouth open and go, that makes sense. I get it. It's all like when me and you have a conversation, you go off on your little tangent. I'm just like, I'm not half the show. I'm like Google.
It's like when you say people, I've always used two examples of how people are set in their minds of where do pineapples grow?
What's that, mate?
Where do pineapples grow, or how do pineapples grow?
They grow in a tree, don't they?
Nope.
Do they not?
Nope.
Oh, they grow in the ground, stick up the top. That's the plant at the top, isn't it?
Nope, they grow upside down.
Do they really? Yeah. Okay, that just blew my mind, because I didn't even know that.
Like peanuts. Where do peanuts grow?
I was going to say on a tree again, but I'm probably wrong.
No, they grow underground. They grow like potatoes.
Crazy.
It's these weird things. This is how human concept goes. Because you see them as they are in a shop, you assume that's how they grow.
It's just nice. Kelly's, I mean, big shouts out to Kelly. She's been like proper going all show. Big shouts out to you, been going. She said, "Are they really called pineapples?" No, we were told they were called pineapples. Some sailor come over from an exotic country on his wooden ship and went, "I found this. It shall be called a pineapple." So, and we just call it pineapple ever since. It's all auto suggestion. Most things in life are all. It's just like one of them crazy things. I mean, the best way to look at conspiracy, and I totally stole this from Ben. I'm not going to lie. A conspiracy theory is true if the explanation you're given by the general media and the general people is so complicated, but yet the conspiracy is so simple.
Yeah.
That's easiest way to work out if a conspiracy is true or not.
Yeah. If they are complicating things beyond belief to a stage where you are questioning in the way they've worded it, then the conspiracy is already there. It is that simple.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Kate said fun fact, or fine fact, but I think she said fun fact. Everywhere in Europe, they call them ananas. Only in UK, it's called a pineapple. I didn't know that. Why is it tonight? So I feel like a dance tonight.
There's other foods, isn't there? Eggplant. Everyone calls it an eggplant, but it's
American.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think different countries have different names for that.
Yeah, I think yeah.
It's like us lot in the UK. What is a brown sort of bread thing?
A brown sort of bread thing.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to say about saying the words.
He's going for the whole conversation we have like once a month, whether it's a roll or a cob. It's a bloody roll.
It's a cob.
It's a roll. Kate saying zucchini, Ben, or Liz saying aubergine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're different, didn't you? Bap. Seriously. I'm still trying to get into concept of a roll and a cob, and now you're going to throw a third one in there? What are you doing to me?
I can throw another one in for you. In Yorkshire, they call it a bread cake.
But that makes sense, you see, because it is a bread cake, isn't it? It makes it that a cob, like that makes no sense.
Well, it's like the cobbles on the street.
Yeah.
But they're made of brick, not of bread.
It's a cob.
It's the same shape. It's nice.
Oh, no. It's like calling a sausage a pen. They're the same shape.
No one calls a sausage a pen.
Oh, God, I'm not even going there. No.
Bangers.
Damon, have you researched vaping? Yes, I have researched vaping. And no matter how hard I've tried to quit, no matter what I've read about it, I cannot. I'm physically addicted to the flavors. It only costs me £32 a month to smoke it, so there is nothing stopping me from vaping. 100%. Oh, Jeanette's saying some people call it a bap, but it's a cob. No, it's a roll.
Okay, what happens though if you put it in chips? Because then it ceases to be a cob and it becomes a chip butty.
No, it's a chip roll. See, we don't overcomplicate things. You put chips in a roll, it becomes a chip roll. You put a sausage in a roll, it becomes a sausage roll.
No.
What do you call a sausage encased in pastry?
A sausage roll.
Yeah.
What do you call, or in your case, what do you call a cob when you put a sausage in?
A sausage roll.
Sausage cob.
No, it's not. I'm not even going there.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to become a new thing. Every guest we get on from now on is going to help with this thing. Are they going to go with team cob, or is it going to be team bap or team roll? We are going to settle this once and for all. Every guest is going to be asked this question.
I'm going to have to get more guests on from my area, so I'll win this. Eric Tom saying it's like America, it's called soccer, and UK, it's called football. Yeah. Do you know how they invented the game of football?
Which type? Because one type I really don't want to say on Facebook because it will get us banned. I
heard the story that it was different, two Chinese tribes, and the reason it started is they would obviously they would cut someone's head off, and then whoever could kick that head to the other person's village would win.
That's how it started out there. Yeah, it became a military tactic for keeping soldiers occupied while they were training. That have 5 goals on either side.
Yeah,
and then it was to get a point in each way. But when it comes to like how football was used over the years, it gets really dark and really racist.
Well, we're not
really racist.
Yeah. And baps, anything to put on a bap depends on where you are. I'm not even going to go there, man. Bap's the word that used to come up on the old Batman freaking programs back in the 80s when he used to hit somebody. That's what a bap is, or a pow. You know.
Who's calling it a pow? Not a chip pow.
No, you don't.
I think we should call it a pow.
Yeah, that's
what a sausage pow.
Hold on, we got some votes here. Hold on. Bingo, snag roll and a chip roll. Yeah, see, look. Right, so Kelly's saying roll. So we've got one bat, one roll. Chip butty is bread for cob. It's chip cob. No, Jeanette, you don't count because you only live around the corner from Benaloo.
No, she's got a point.
She's still a person.
I know, chip butty, yes.
Right, no, look, I'll tell you what, right? Kate has travelled all around the world, yeah? So she's seen it from every angle, and even she says it's a roll.
Yeah, but people have issues.
I know, but there's not.
Sorry, Kate. We really love you, but
there's not a country in the world where Kate has
America.
What would they call it in Germany?
A Krakenwagen. That's how they say ambulance in Germany, by the way. Not taking a mic. That's in Germany. An ambulance is called a Krankenwagen. Don't answer me. Oh, I know that. I just know that. That's weird.
See? Loads of people chip butty.
Team Cobb for Eric Thompson.
Yep.
With a ball. What's that now? I don't know.
With football.
In there's always one. Yes, Lynn. Boobs are also known as baps. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's something we actually agree on. There you go. or where I'm from, we call them Lilos. Lilo Lils.
Why?
It's an East London thing. It's an East London thing. They're called Lilos.
The dog's confused.
There's a lot of things with East. Honestly, if you met a true Cockney, I'm a true Cockney, but I don't speak it like I used to. But if you met a true Cockney, he would talk to you and you just go, "What?" Even more than when Ben goes into his weird northern state and he starts going off on one.
Marks' Farms back on with that, the wall builder with the proper thick accent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, we put that thing up, didn't we? To understand my accent and understand what life is like for us, if you watch Hot Fuzz, there is a section in there where there is a farmer who speaks, and then they get another copper to translate it and another copper to translate it. So basically, Damon is Nick Frost.
Oh, it's brilliant.
No, Simon Pegg even in it.
Yeah.
Louis Nick Frost, who can actually understand what I'm saying, and I am the farmer that speaks, and no one has a clue what I'm on about.
Brilliant. That film still makes me giggle to this day, man. It really does. I love that film. The Greater Good. I call boobs pillow. Oh, we're getting onto the names for boobs now. Look, just knockers here. Kay saying in Italy, panino means little bread, or what's that? Well, brochchen is also little bread. What I mean, just put it out there. What is flagon a German word? Does it mean more than a pint?
Flagon's just.
The flagon of beer.
Yeah, that's a UK measurement.
I thought it's just like, from pirate times.
No, I think it's actually a measurement. A flagon is actually a measurement.
Is it really? I thought it was a German word.
No, I don't know if it's a German word, but I know it's actually a measurement.
Yeah.
I got told that by one of the guys I used to work with, and when I lived at this sitwell, landlord called it me.
A large container in which drink is served, typically with a handle and spout.
Oh, so the actual flagons that we talk about, where it's a big pint, it's bigger than a pint, is not an actual flagon because it don't have a spout. Hold on. So we say it's a serving with a handle and a spout. So basically, another word for a teapot.
Yeah, some people know it as a measurement. Yeah.
A flagon is typically of about 2 imperial pints.
Oh.
Which is 1.1 litres.
Yeah. So when you get a 2 pint of milk, it's actually getting a flagon of milk.
Luke, can you search what flagon means in German? Because Eric's saying a flagon is a measurement and a German word.
Yeah.
So there you go. Actually, fun fact everyone, do you know how they got the measurement of knots for boats? You know how they do the measurement of knots? They had like a rope that had a certain amount of length and it had knots tied at a certain point, and they used to put it out the back of the boat and then count the knots over a certain period of time. That would tell how fast they were going. My uncle told me, Trawlerman.
Yeah. It's funny you pick up bits of knowledge from.
Yeah, it is.
Flash. Which is a different word in itself because it's just that's their word. So.
Yeah. 2 pints.
Come to the dimension and you'll learn no end of useless stuff.
Yeah,
but it'd be brilliant in a pub quiz.
Yeah, you could go on the weakest link and win some money. There you go. Oh, I don't know. Flagon means flag. Flag A means flag. That really this. I'm sorry, it's another thing that really gets on my nerves. Joe in different languages where they just literally spell the word with a couple of extra letters, but it's said exactly the same thing.
Do you know why?
Because they have to be different.
No, I'm gonna give you all a bit of like history on linguistics, so language. When words seem really modern, like you get with the French, where like I think a magazine's called like Le Magazine. It's due to the fact that the language, because it has ancient roots, the word was not invented. So, because it's modern day, like Le TV is Le TV, because television is a modern word. It doesn't exist within the vocabulary.
Oh.
That's why you find it sometimes that English words in different languages are there, because it's the English word that gets used.
There you go, guys. There you go. To finish up on that bombshell, just one more quick comment from Shona. She says, Peeps had to travel long ways to get beer, so my dad bought flagon. So then people home brewed, then came along supermarkets and liquor store. Like everything else in life, if there's a way in which they can mass market it, they do it. It's just the way things are.
Yeah.
But in all news here at the Other Dimension, not next week, but the week after, we are joined by Spectrum Paranormal.
Nice.
They'll be telling us about their journey into the paranormal and their conjunction with Netflix, because they have done something to do with Netflix. So we'll be talking to them about that. Sunday show, Ben has already been boasting on our little chat that he's going into high magic.
Yes, I am going to be showing you the difference between what's known as lower basic. So that is the stuff that we do teach on the Other Dimension, only because obviously the more higher up cultology, symbology stuff is a bit more, shall we say,
confusing
and deep. I will be showing you the difference between them. It is not one to be missed at all, because you're going to see stuff that I look at every single day. So all the stuff that gets sent to me, all the stuff I have to decode, it is a show. For once, it's going to be a show not to miss. Yeah, because it's me. It's me talking. And yes, there will be glimpses of the leather bound.
There you go. So something to look forward to Sunday. Lou, are you and Jet venturing out tomorrow?
No, we're not going anywhere tomorrow, because we've got that fair that we're at Great Bar.
Oh, okay.
Got that tomorrow, so in the evening I'll probably just come back, walk the dogs, and then kind of collapse on the sofa from getting up really early.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I might take a travel out and go and beat up the guy that's seen my sister.
Yeah, although we've not really heard much to arrange that.
We're really doing big time. I've got a baseball bat you can borrow if you want. It's cool. It's fine.
Oh, we've got pig farm.
Oh, that's right. Never lost a man.
Yes. So it's all going to be a good weekend.
Yeah, so lots to look forward to. Next weekend, next week we'll put up what we're going to do on the show. I'm trying to arrange a guest for next week. But at the moment, I think I smell because no one wants to go anywhere near me. So there you go. It is what it is. So don't forget, guys, we are live next Friday. We're live on Sunday from us here at the Other Dimension. Thank you all for your amazing questions tonight. It's been a really good show. We're gonna have to do Dress Down Fridays like once a month now, I think.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do it.
I want a steak now.
You want a steak?
Maybe we won't do it. But from us here at the Other Dimension, we are out of here. It's bye from me and bye from Ben and Lou.
Bye.
And always remember, if there's no other explanation, there is always the other.